There's a fantastic range of news and current events coming in from X/Twitter in the last 24 hours. There's a lot to be aware of. We're going to cover through the news and what it means to you, as well as look at price reality, which is the truth of the charts, to see where things could be going. I'll be giving you a lot of hints, tricks, and tips that will really make the difference. Let's run the numbers. In news today, the EU wants to build a comprehensive database on the assets of all citizens. The cover story is that this is to fight and stop money laundering and terrorism financing. The EU Asset Register just wants you to report every single thing of monetary value. As Lynn Alden said, imagine they collect all this information into a big database and it gets hacked. That would be an Orwellian problem.
Bruce Kowalski. Your monthly universal basic income has been deposited into your account. For more information, press details. You have been paid 2,000 central bank digital tokens. The following fees are being deducted: accommodation fee, food ration fee, recycling fee, clean energy fee, personal greenhouse gas emissions fee, climate change fee, diversity fee. Your current remaining balance is 5 central bank digital tokens, and if not spent, it will expire in 7 days.
Presidential candidate Trump and JFK Jr. are speaking at the Bitcoin conference this week. In fact, it's tomorrow. There was anticipation that Kamala Harris would speak at the 2024 conference, but this has been confirmed not to be the case. A lot of players inside the crypto market are saying no surprise about that. The current administration has been responsible for Gary Gensler and the war on crypto, also known as the psychological operation to protect the banking system. At the Bitcoin conference, Senator Lummis is announcing plans for legislation to have Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset held by the Fed. For such legislation to pass through, we will definitely need a change in government. This plan was spoken about on Fox Business. In other Bitcoin news, the Russian parliament passed a bill that allows for Bitcoin and crypto to be used for international trade. They've also legalized Bitcoin and also crypto mining. In further Bitcoin news, all the Mt. Gox creditors have been paid, and the dump didn't occur, from that at least. In other breaking news, Uber CEO wants to accept Bitcoin and crypto as a payment method. Privacy-focused email provider Proton Mail launched an open-source Bitcoin wallet. They have over 100 million users. Just in, Ferrari to accept Bitcoin and Ethereum payments in Europe. The Las Vegas Sphere put on a bit of a show for crypto and Bitcoin. Let's have a look. In terms of miner profitability, we can see the Puel multiple, which is basically the ratio between daily issuance of Bitcoin in USD divided by the 365-day moving average of the daily issuance in Bitcoin, also in USD. Now, what does it basically mean? When we get into this green zone, we're seeing capitulation events, but when we get into the halving, we're also seeing a kind of a minor capitulation event, but then it starts to turn around. As it starts to turn around, we expect higher prices. So you can see things are just starting to turn around. Another chart that's been making its way around X/Twitter is the hash ribbons indicator. This consists of a 30-day moving average and a 60-day moving average. When they cross over, it's the miners are under pressure, which is illustrated by this red zone. We're starting to come out of the red zone, starting to come out of minor capitulation. Typically when that happens, we see upward price momentum. So let's see how it plays out. I guess the question, is it too late to buy Bitcoin and crypto? Let's check out something really cool.
At
Altcoin Daily has put out bull run peak price targets on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and a wide range of other cryptos. It's looking pretty good. Please let me know in the comments, do you think we're going to hit price targets like this, or do you think this is underbaked? Julio, the head of research at CryptoQuant, says that the USDT market cap is starting to grow above trend again. Now, what is the trend? That's that dotted line, and you can see that USDT market cap is above that dotted line. What happened last time that actually occurred? Realistically, it depends where you look, but we would anticipate that if we get above that trend line, we're starting to go up, and USDT entering or re-entering the market is a pretty good thing. Also, we have to keep in mind the MiCA regulations and the swap to USDC for the EU. So there could be a couple of structural things just in play here at the current time, but it is a good sign. Many people are asking, why is Ethereum not moving? When the spot Bitcoin ETF came out, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust did nothing but sell, 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 sell. And we saw a lot of suppression in the price. We're expecting a bit of a lag here until the Grayscale Ethereum Trust can run out of Ethereum, or at least until the other ETFs can pick up the slack and go net positive. But actually, it's not been that bad. Ethereum ETFs had $1 billion volume day, and here we can see Grayscale and BlackRock going neck and neck, but not for long. Grayscale loves to hand its competitive advantage over to BlackRock and other players. Please let me know in the comments, do you think this is a sensible way to go? That is for Grayscale. As a community, we know Bitcoin is part of a larger ecosystem, which is the stock market, the bond market, the Forex market. We saw a big rise in the VIX in the past 24 hours. That sent the markets down, and Bitcoin and crypto have been under pressure as well. We saw bond prices go down as bond yields go up. And we've seen a spike in the dollar. Both the dollar spike and the yield spike have put gold under negative price momentum. With the spiking VIX, this has led to retracements in the major indices. Here we're looking at the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the Russell 2000, and the Dow futures. You can see negative price momentum. The Russell is holding up relatively well, but the S&P 500 is retracing. Could we have more downside? A lot of people will look at this from a retail perspective and say we're only going to get really any kind of bounce around that 5,300 mark. What about the Nasdaq? People would be expecting around 18,400. The Dow is not looking too bad. It's pretty come in very close to where people would expect that to turn. And what about the Russell 2000? Something around, say, the 2,100 mark. So therefore, the negativity inside the stock market could continue for a couple of days. Please bear this in mind. We saw in the past trading session, with the VIX spiking up and the major indices pulling back, a bit of negative price momentum inside the crypto market. If Bitcoin comes down, we expect crypto to come down. But where are the structural levels? That is the incredibly important question. If we don't know where the safety nets are, we don't know where price can reverse from. Inside our community, we know the price is always moving from structural level to structural level. If it gets above, it's going to the next one. If it gets above that, it's going to the next one. If it can't hold, it's coming back. If it cuts through, it's going to the one below. This dance is always playing out inside the crypto market, and we can see we're under structural resistance on two levels. Let me just put in some numbers for you. That's a little bit better. We can see that we're under the 66,118 and also the 65,662. This puts in favor the 65,097 structural level. But always, just keep in mind, the price is always moving in a wave between structural levels. It's from this volatility that we can make a lot of money. For example, if you had your buy and sell levels in, at structural levels you can see you can do very, very well. It's just a question of knowing where they are. It doesn't matter if price is going up or down, you can simply ride the structural waves to profitability. The line in the sand that we have to keep an eye open for is the 66,118 level. We realistically need to get above that, confirm that as support, and move upwards in that fashion. When we look at total crypto market cap, the important thing is, where are the structural levels? Where are the safety nets? By turning on the indicator, we can see that just like Bitcoin, we failed to hold at structural support and we've just underside retested structural resistance levels. Just please be aware that this period in here at the current time is a low liquidity period. What does that mean? There's not much money circulating around. If we get negative price momentum, we could be moving down to that 2.281 trillion. But if we go positive, we would need to retest in this kind of fashion to move upwards. And just keep in mind that Bitcoin and total crypto market cap work on all your alts. It is the application of those two charts which really matters to your alt's performance. We now know that Bitcoin is under structural resistance and also total crypto market cap. When total crypto market cap is under resistance, that can put negative price momentum into the alts. Even though Bitcoin controls the direction of the alts overextend and underextend, positive and negative movements all the time. That's why we love the alts. But please be aware, as Bitcoin comes down, we expect the alts to come down. If Bitcoin turns around, we expect the alts to turn around as well. Please keep an eye on Bitcoin levels. They are exceedingly important. If you don't know your levels, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Let's have a look at the different sectors. With the Ethereum ecosystem, ENS was doing very well. Beam is the lowest performer, ENS is the highest performer. In gaming, Super gained the most, BNX lost the most. What about the Solana ecosystem? Helium was inflating rather well, but now Wormhole is leading the back of the pack. Real world asset Dusk is on the bottom, Maker is on the top. But you can see everything is coming down because Bitcoin is coming down. If that turns around and Bitcoin starts to spike up, we would expect a spike up. The memes are doing quite well. 1,000 sats just blowing up and Pepe just blowing down. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, so when Bitcoin comes down, we expect them to come down. In distributed storage, distributed computing and file storage, Teo doing pretty well. Coin up near the top, storage down near the bottom with Blue Zell. AI and big data, TIA down the bottom, Teo up the top. With Bitcoin selling down, all the sectors are coming down as well. You do get some variations from time to time, but just bear in mind, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, and some alts get hit pretty hard. What we're literally doing at the moment, we want to find inverters. Inverters are very nice because even though Bitcoin can come down, some particular cryptos can invert. We want to keep our eye open for them. When looking at Ethereum, we must understand that Bitcoin and total crypto market cap are below structural levels. This is putting a lot of negative price momentum inside the Ethereum chart. So it makes it very important to know where the safety nets are. Also the key levels of Ethereum. Let's pop on the indicator. We can see that ETH was fairly range bound. I'll just put on a couple of values for you to just make it a little bit easier to see. This 35.25 structural resistance level couldn't be bypassed. And with the spike in the VIX in the main markets and the major market indices coming down and the futures also coming down, that's put a lot of negative price momentum inside the crypto market. A lot of people think that crypto and the stock market and the bond market and Forex are all completely separate markets. They are not. They never were. One thing that we want to keep our eye on is this 33.95 structural support level. Of course, there are a couple around it, but I'm just trying to draw out the major ones for you to keep your eye on. We're coming down through a structural safety net at 33.45, and also we're heading towards that 32.96 mark. We would expect the buyers to start supporting and reversing a lot of these particular downturns. Please let me know in the comments, do you think that ETH could go bullish, or do you think it will continue and go bearish? If negative price continues and we take out this 32.96 level and 32.46, we would expect to overshoot the 31.38 because these gaps increase momentum to the downside. But the 31.38 level is quite significant if you're holding a bearish case. If you're holding a bullish case, then look for structural interactions around that 33.95 and next stop 35.25. When we look at Solana's chart, we can see a very different movement. Solana has a lot of investor attention. Let's put on the structural levels and see what's cooking. Our focus is to always understand that structure contains everything we need to know about price. And I'll just move this over a little bit and give you some values. Solana has massive structural support at 170.12. It also has a little bit of a negative fresh air gap, so it could push through that 173.35 until it finds support around 170.12. If you're after a bullish case, you would be expecting Solana to get above 182.57. A bullish case is one thing, but also bear in mind that price is just simply moving in a wave all the time. The overarching focus of the crypto market is currently positive. Post-halving, we expect higher prices, but that doesn't mean that we can just blindly buy, because if you bought at 182, you could probably say, oh no, I made a mistake at 170.12 and sell here, only to see it going up again and you would buy again. This is very normal when people don't know where the structure is, and structure must be drawn across all of price history, not just a part of it, and that's the function of level 1 and level 2 standard certification. So if we're thinking about a bearish case, the 170.12 will be a very important level for you to observe. Also remember, as soon as the stock market goes negative, it's the end of the world. It's a greater than the GFC kind of crash. But at a time like this, it's important to realize that panic can take over from time to time. So just buying lower structural levels is the way to go. And if you've got your strategy in play, you can buy and sell structural levels all day long and be very profitable doing so. It's said that many people, many investors can only make money in a bull market because the price is going up. Inside a bear market, people get slaughtered. But the truth is, you can just buy on red and sell on green continuously, and you'll do really, really well. And you won't even care what the market is doing because the market's always moving in a wave. If you've liked the content, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please ring the notification icon. It does take a little bit of time, but when you master the art of thinking in terms of 3 dimensions and just profiting from structural levels, you're going to be consistently profitable in any market condition. Be that up, be that flat, or be it down. It won't make any difference because price is always moving in a wave. Even if it comes down, it's moving up. And when it moves up, you can go long at spot and do really, really well. If you focus your attention on dedication and commitment, winning or learning and never blaming, you're just going to do so incredibly well. And for anybody going through a life pullback at the moment, our love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone, and the sun will come out again. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.